So I read 23 books in Q2. Q2 involved April, May, and June TBRs. We used 3 really weird ways to pick our TBRs for those 3 months, and we happened to still get 4 5-star reads. So in this video, we are going to be talking about our Q2 reads and also our June TBR and what we thought about it. And I have stats for you too, because I created an amazing reading tracker and I'm kind of obsessed with it. So first we're going to jump into the data of it. For Q2, I read 23 books, 2 of which I DNF'd. Our total pages read were 10,685. We read 11 books in April, we read 9 books in May, and we read 7 books in June. Our average rating in April was 3.4. Our average rating in May was 4.0, and June it was 3.6. May was the standout. We read the fewest books, and we had the highest average rating. We read 10 romanticies, 9 fantasies, and only 6 romances. Our 4-star books included The Ballad of Fallen Dragons, Rites of the Starling, 𝖒𝖆𝖉𝖎𝖆 was our first 6-star, and we read an early copy of Cursed City. Our next highest rated book, after all those 5 stars, was Starside with 4.5. Like I mentioned earlier, 𝖒𝖆𝖉𝖎𝖆 was our longest book with 1,024 readable pages. Our lowest rated books, unfortunately, were The +1 and 𝖒𝖊𝖉𝖎𝖆. If you see something weird going on here, it's because I'm wearing a hidden microphone. Ignore it, please. And then lastly, we picked our TBR in April from an egg basket. My daughter picked my May reads. And in June, we paired the Goodreads star ratings with buzzword challenges. Every book that I read in Q2, I will list them down in the description below. I'll just go over them month by month here. So I'm just going to read right from my tracker here. So in April, we read, I got abducted by aliens and now I'm stuck in a rom-com. I punched an alien and now I'm in couples therapy. A stage set for villains was finished in April. The Unhoneymooners, Rites of the Starling, Half City. Apprentice to the Villain was a DNF. Playmaker was also a DNF. Nightbane, Emily Wilde's Map of the Otherlands, and 2 Twisted Crowns. In May, we read Alchemized, Immortal, Furybound, Firebird, Broken Dove, Cursed City, The Bridge Kingdom, The Ballad of Fallen Dragons, and we started The +1 on May 31st. And then we're going to jump into our June reads so I can talk about what I read, my overall thoughts, and my ratings. So like I said, we started The +1 on May 31st, but we read the majority of it in June. Overall, this book kind of fell flat for me. Rated it a 2.5 out of 5 stars and a 0 for spice. It was just okay. It was a short read, so I wasn't too upset about it, but it was kind of boring and maybe the book kind of aged itself. I think it was written in 2019, but it was a really intriguing plot about a woman that builds a robot and ends up falling in love with him. That's going to make it a flop for me, and I will probably be unhauling this book. The next book we read was Starside by Alex Astor. We actually read this book digitally, even though I had the beautiful pre-order. We had actually flown to Calgary, and so it was much easier to read that one on my Kindle. This one started out really rough for me. I wasn't enjoying the book for the first 50%. But then the 50% mark hit and everything changed. I was completely hooked and I ended up rating this a 4.5 out of 5 stars. For being enemies to lovers, there was hate, but like I wouldn't say true enemies to lovers. And FMC kind of drove me crazy in the first half. I really love when our FMCs are strong and stubborn. And this girl was stubborn, but she wasn't really strong. But like I said, the second half turned around. I enjoyed myself, and that's what bumped it up to a 4.5. And by the end, I was all in, and I need to know what happens in the next book. With that being said, we also gave it a 4 out of 5 for spice. This book was pretty spicy. So I will be continuing the series. I'm not sure if I'm going to jump for the pre-order, but we'll see. We jumped into Tropesick. Tropesick was an e-arc that we got through NetGalley, so thank you NetGalley for the arc. This one is written by Lauren Oakey. I never heard this author before, but their promotional team was amazing because I had saw posts about it a lot. And then I happened to see it on NetGalley, so I connected Instagram to NetGalley and I was like, oh, I want to read this book. And I'm so glad that I did. I ended up reading this book in 2 days, even while on vacation. It was so easy to consume, and I really struggled to put it down. I found myself needing to keep going with the chapters. I really loved our FMC and our MMC. Actually, our MMC might end up on the book boyfriends list. And I really think if you're a fan of Emily Henry and Allie Hazelwood, you would really like this book too. Although I read the arc, the book is actually out now, so you can purchase it, and I will be adding it to my library. The pacing was great. The plot twist at 90% was wild, and it caught me really off guard. Also, if you loved Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren, I think you would really like this one. So we rated that a 4 out of 5 stars and a 3.5 for spice. And to finish off our vacation in Calgary, I ended up picking up Zodiac Academy. This is book 1, The Awakening. This book almost was a flop for me. I rated it a 3.5 out of 5 stars and a 3.5 out of 5 for spice. It was really just okay. I think I had built this one up in my head a lot, and unfortunately it did not live up to all the hype for me. It was a little juvenile. The main characters in the book were kind of annoying. Like, I was okay with the female main characters, but the men, like, they were not appealing at all to me. They were acting like college frat boys, and that was just not my vibe. I pushed through the book because I wanted to see what everyone was so crazy about for this book. And I'm hoping that book 2 and book 3 and the rest of the series get more interesting. I will say the last 20% started to hook me, so that's why I will also be continuing the series, because I'm just a little bit intrigued. Like I said, I did want to love this more, and unfortunately I just didn't. So it is still a top. We are still going to keep an open mind, but I'm not holding my breath. After Zodiac Academy, we jumped into 50 Shades of Grey by E.L. James. This was a throwback for me. I have already seen all of the movies, so this information really wasn't super new to me, but you always hear that the books are better than the movies. So I wanted to see for myself what I was missing. I will say the characters in this book do have a lot more depth in comparison to the movie, but I had a good time. There was spice. There was a lot of spice, actually. I would say it is a 5 out of 5. I know you all say you've read spicier, which that's probably true, but this, the amount of spice that was in it and some of the things that happened during the spice, it's spicy. So 5 out of 5 for spice. I did end up rating it a 3.5 out of 5. Now that I'm looking back on it, I think that was a little bit mean of me. I don't know. The ending kind of threw me in a loop, and I was like, we'll see. Okay, I am going to continue this series. I do want to see how, again, the book differs from the movie. That's really the only thing driving me in this, but I was having a good time, so I'll keep going with it. That makes it a top. After 50 Shades, we jumped into Real by Kennedy Ryan. This was my first Kennedy Ryan book, so I was really excited to see what she had to offer. Overall, this book was a fun time. I don't know if I would continue the series. However, I will continue to explore Kennedy Ryan's other books. The subject matter in this book was just a little tough. Got a little stressy at some times. And I mean, obviously we want our books to make us feel something, but I just wasn't really prepared for that. I did like the main characters for the most part. Canon was supposed to be like this broody FMC. 𝖒𝖊𝖉𝖎𝖆 was, our innocent, beautiful girl. But 𝖒𝖊𝖉 experienced a lot of trauma. Canon also experienced some trauma. So they kind of helped each other through those situations and those feelings. I just didn't see the love. I was being told that they were in love, and it was kind of insta-love. And you know me, I like a slow burn. So I think that's where I kind of fell off. But the story moved quick. It kept me interested. And that plot twist with 𝖒𝖊𝖉𝖎, I needed to find out what was going on. I probably won't continue this series, but like I said, I will continue reading Kennedy Ryan. I've got another book by her that I want to start. And the book did get me at one point. There's one tab in this book, and it's a moment that I never want to forget, and I don't really want to read it because it's a little personal. But this little chunk of words will hold a very special place in my heart, and I'm so glad that I read this book and found that. 3.5 makes it a top. And lastly, we have nothing. Just kidding. We have The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. As you can see, I am not finished with this book yet, but I am about 70%. And I have thoughts. This book is way outside of my comfort zone. I typically don't lean towards historical fiction, but when I found this book at the book sale for I don't know, it was $1 or whatever, I had to get it. Clearly it has no cover. It's been read before, and that's okay with me. I've heard about this book so much that I couldn't not pick it up. And it happened to be on our June TBR. And I'm having a really good time, and actually I'm learning a lot. Who would have known? Who would have thought your girl would be learning from books? What a weird concept. No, but this is a historical fiction about two women so far navigating war. There are moments in this book that are hard to read, but it pulls at your heartstrings and it makes the book good. I can't give you a final rating right now, but if I was to rate the first 70%, I'd probably give it 3.5 feels too low, but 4 feels a little too high. But I would probably lean more towards 4. This book is making me feel something. I'm being educated. I'm learning a lot about World War II. And I'm kind of invested in the characters and I want to see where they go. I'm kind of already drawing some conclusions based off of some of the time jumping that's happening and the flashbacks that are coming. I have a feeling this book will make me cry. I've almost lost it once or twice. So I think it's going to be a top. And there is no spice in here. So if spice not your thing and you like historical fiction, maybe this is your jam. Honestly, I have yet to meet anyone that hasn't read this book yet. So it's me. It's me. I'm the only one. I'm the last one. So this is no news. This is nothing new to anyone. So I will definitely be able to finish The Nightingale before the end of June. And we'll be able to jump into our July TBR. If you haven't seen our picks for the July TBR yet, make sure you check that out. We have a bunch of summer reads lined up. So that means in Q2, we had 20 tops. That's so insane. I do think I'm a little generous in my ratings. A long time ago, I created this rule that if it was a 3-star, it was a flop. And if it was a 3.5, it was a top. I may need to bump the tops down to a 3-star because there are some books that I would rate a 3-star, but maybe would still continue the series or recommend to someone. And I think 1s and 2s are probably the ultimate flops. So we will see, maybe in the fall or winter, we will adjust that kind of rating system. But for right now, we had 20 tops. And that's pretty good. So comment down below which Q2 or June reads that you may have read as well. Let me know how your Q2 went. If you don't want to comment, leave a trophy emoji down in the comments just so I know that you made it to the end of the video because Q2 was amazing and we deserve trophies. If you are not already, please consider subscribing, hitting the like button, and turning on notifications so you never miss a video or a live sprint. We are so close to our goal of 1,000 subscribers and I can't wait to grow my community with you. As always, I do appreciate you being here with me tonight and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.